a Grainge upgrade, Let's Build an Agent, Orange Stain Remover, and a Clive Live Epiphany. Welcome to the Unlimited Supply Podcast, your daily music business TLDR in your ear, powered by informed speculation and brought to you by NoDisc, helping music technology and finance companies navigate the music industry in partnership with Digital Music News. It's July 9th, 2026. I'm Lars Murray. It's Touring Thursday, but before we hit the road, well, I'm calling myself out on a dubious assertion, a piece of informed speculation that was wrong. A couple of weeks ago, when Ed Sheeran exited Atlantic Records, I speculated that maybe he would be joining Julie Greenwald and Max Losada at 26.2, their new label startup under the Sony umbrella. Nope. Over at Billboard, Chris Eggertsen is reporting that Ed is heading to Interscope. He certainly had his pick of the litter when it comes to labels, and it looks like he opted for a Grainge upgrade from the son to the father. Interscope didn't confirm the rumor, though Chris seems pretty confident in his reporting. The ink is probably not dry yet. A while back, Sarah Trahern announced that she would be exiting her role as head of the Country Music Association, and now she has a successor. Brittany Schaffer will be moving into the position from her current role as the head of the Curb Music School at Belmont University, situated right there on Music Row, which she had an instrumental role, no pun intended, in building. Brittany will start at the top of the year. Jessica Nicholson had the story over at Billboard. Yesterday was my first day of AI school, and yeah, it was kind of cool. Now, using agentic AI isn't brain surgery, though developing AI is, almost literally, but it is really easy to go down the agentic AI rabbit hole, and it does require a bit of a mindset reboot. I'm off to a good start, I think, though I won't see my first grade until next week, so who knows. But one of the things we're doing in class is trying to solve real problems. I'm looking for problems to solve. So I'm putting it out to you, dear listener, calling all label folks and managers. If you have a repetitive task or nagging routine that you would like to hand off, maybe something you never get to or don't have time to explain to an intern, assuming you even have an intern, like pulling numbers, doing data analysis, or doing CRM, I want you to share that with me. I'll take a crack at building an AI agent to handle that task, and the best part is, I'll share it with you for free when I'm done. So, what tasks do you want me to build an agent for? Please leave your suggestions on our Substack. There is a link in the show notes. Okay, let's hit the road. Over at Digital Music News, Ashley King is very busy this week. She reported that a white hat hacker snuck in the front gate. Yes, that's Front Gate Tickets, which handles ticketing for nearly every major U.S. festival, including South by Southwest, Lollapalooza, and Austin City Limits. And it's a subsidiary of, guess who? Live Nation. Apparently, the hacker, Ian Carroll, was able to hack in, wander around, and even issue himself tickets and adjust prices for himself, which, of course, suggests that dynamic pricing might not be the random and fair process that Live Nation holds it out to be, and that your customer data might not be all that safe on their systems. Instead of gifting himself super VIP at ACL, however, Ian did the right thing and pointed out the loophole to Front Gate. Good for you, Ian. You restore our faith in hackerdom. Well, we're 11 days out from the World Cup final, and FIFA is not through beefing up the halftime show. I've actually gone a couple of days without mentioning the World Cup because, to be honest, I've been a little bit depressed over the USA's ignominious exit and the orange stain that tainted it. And when I say orange stain, I do not mean the Dutch national team. In any case, maybe FIFA was thinking it could mitigate some of that U.S. shame by making the halftime show a little more Canadian, so it just added Justin Bieber to the lineup that already included Shakira, BTS, Burna Boy, Gustavo Dudamel, and Coldplay, the latter two of whom are the only acts with their national team still in the competition. Ashley King has the details of the halftime show over at Digital Music News. For details on the rest of the competition, may I suggest the Men in Blazers podcast. And another item Ashley King reported, speaking of orange stain remover, it looks like the Kennedy Center is back to the Kennedy Center. This week, an appeals court ruled that the president had to take his name off of the storied cultural institution, which should in turn restore a little bit of the honor to the Kennedy Center honors. That setback might have set off some alarms for the administration's good buddies over at Live Nation, just months after having secured a relatively favorable settlement with the government over its multifaceted lawsuit against Live Nation. Live Nation is not content to take the W. It's now looking to have the entire lawsuit thrown out. What changed? Well, maybe the Kennedy Center thing is a hint that their big buddy's leverage is starting to diminish, and they'd better try and get the whole thing dismissed before a new Congress and potentially an unpredictable new president comes on the scene. All right, enough Washington fear and loathing. Let's move on to a more feel-good story. If you've been around for a while, like me, you've probably heard the story of how producer Lou Adler invited Clive Davis to the Monterey Pop Festival back in 1967, which led directly or indirectly to the signings of Janis Joplin, The Electric Flag, Santana, Bruce Springsteen, Aerosmith, Pink Floyd, and basically the entry of the then dominant Columbia Records into the hippie rock market. To be fair, they already did have Bob Dylan and Simon and Garfunkel, so they were drifting in that direction already. Nonetheless, even if Columbia was already somewhat there, Clive certainly did his turn at Monterey. The rest is history. Oscar Arelliz wrote about the Clive Live Epiphany over at Polestar. Every Thursday, we spend an inordinate amount of time scanning the listings, sifting for nuggets, and helplessly hoping that one day Claude will be able to do all of the heavy lifting for us instead of hallucinating. Yes, by brute force, we assemble and discuss the artists dominating their markets, a few artists who might be punching above their weight, and a few, you might be surprised, still have tickets available in the U.S. music capitals, New York, L.A., and Nashville. We call it the Who Sells Out. In New York, Ariana Grande's entire Eternal Sunshine Tour is sold out. She's at the Barclays this week. Her July 12th date was moved to July 14th due to production delays, but floor seats are running over $5,000. Paul Simon's Forest Hills show tonight is sold out, and so is Jay-Z at Yankee Stadium on Saturday night. And it's a busy week at the Garden. Bon Jovi's Forever Tour hits it again this week, also sold out. Lionel Richie plus Earth, Wind & Fire's Sing a Song All Night Long tour hits the Garden on Saturday night. Still some obstructed view seats for that. Madison Beer hits the Garden on Monday. Still some nosebleeds available for that. And Alex Warren is a sellout at the Garden. Only the highest nosebleeds are available for resale. Megan Maroney's Cloud 9 tour hits the Barclays Center tonight and tomorrow at the Rock in Newark. Sold out both places. Into this battle of the Titans wade the plucky indies, though. Rat Boys and the Golden Apples are playing at White Eagle Hall tomorrow night. Still tickets available for that. And Craig Finn plus Patterson Hood, last seen on stage with Sugar and Bob Mould at Webster Hall, are playing Music Hall of Williamsburg. Still tickets available for that Sunday. In LA, tonight the Millennial Vibe is seismic. Hillary Duff's Lucky Me Tour hits the Kia Forum for the second night added by demand. It's pretty much a sellout. The Gen Z vibe is also strong. 5 Seconds of Summer are still kind of hot, even a decade on. Their Everyone's a Star World Tour hits Kia on Saturday. Nothing but nosebleeds and a few floor tickets left. The Gen X vibe is also strong this week in LA. The KCR Festival at the Hollywood Bowl, music from the films of Wes Anderson, with the LA Phil including Beck, Jenny Lewis, Jackson Browne, and Devo, hits the bowl on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. The only tickets available for that are in the nosebleeds. Flying Lotus's 4-night stand at the Blue Note is sold out, and I still haven't managed to see Snooper live yet. I really love that band. If I were in LA on Wednesday for their headline show at the Terragram, that's where I would be. And Olivia Dean's The Art of Loving Live Grammy Victory Lap is a sellout Tuesday and Wednesday at Crypto.com. We still call it Staples. In Nashville, where nothing ever sells out, well, nothing has sold out this week. The big shows, Thomas Rhett and Niall Horan live at Geodis Park tonight with Cassius Culpepper. Harry Connick is also at the Ryman tonight, as is Air Supply on Saturday. Paul Simon's not just in New York this week, he's also in Nashville. A Quiet Celebration tour is at the First Bank Amphitheater this week. Still a lot of tickets right up close for a cool $350. This may be your last chance to see Paul, so you may want to take advantage of it. And that's another Touring Thursday. Support for Unlimited Supply is provided by you, our listeners, and we have a couple of rewards for your support. The Unlimited Supply Trucker Hat is the ultimate accessory for the music industry insider. It'll signal to other industry insiders that you know the real score. You know who sells out. You know no conflict means no interest. You know that one rod equals $100 million. And most of all, the trucker hat signals that you know who you are and why you are here in every situation. We also have limited supply merit badges, or you can just buy me a cup of coffee over at unlimitedsupplypod.com. If you like what you hear, please hit that follow button wherever you get your pods. I live for your praise and encouragement in person, but it helps a lot more if you drop us a rating and or a review on Apple Podcasts, YouTube, or Spotify, and tell a friend or three, or better yet, follow us on Substack and leave your suggestions for my AI agent. Links are in the show notes, but you can also visit unlimitedsupplypod.com to sign up for our newsletter, to tell us what you think about the show, to suggest feature ideas and agentic AI ideas, to feed us info, to feed us lunch, to call us out on our dubious assertions, and to tell us what we're missing out on. I'm Lars Murray, and remember, in this business, no conflict means no interest.